Hi, my name is Lena Swanson, and I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I am a professional animal communicator. Uh, that means that I use telepathy or nonverbal communication to speak with animals, and I actually have clients from all over the world because I don't need to be with the animals to speak with them. I use psychic gifts to speak with the animals through telepathy, which means I send them images and can receive images from them. I hear their thoughts and I can send ideas to them. I get their feelings when they're telling me something that's very sad. All of a sudden I have a lump in my throat, or I can just feel in my heart, oh, the grief that the animal is going through. So there are all kinds of ways to get information from animals when they're not present. So I'm not reading any body language, the animal's not with me, but I'm making a psychic connection. And the way I begin a session on the phone is to ask the person about their animal, just some basic information so I can make the connection. And then it's like tuning a radio. So I kind of tune in and get that frequency, and then all of a sudden I know I have the connection because I'll say, oh, your cat seems very skittish. And the person will say, yes, she is. And they haven't told me that. I can just feel it. So I make that connection, and then we talk about whatever issues are coming up with that animal. So my heart is so full of gratitude for having discovered this gift that I have. And what I would like to emphasize is that I don't have any special gift that you don't have. Humans are hardwired for telepathy. It's just that it hasn't been accepted in society, so none of us have used that muscle. But I know from years of teaching animal communication classes that just your average person, they don't have to be especially psychic or metaphysic or have any other skills like that, that they're aware of. But when they take an animal communication class, suddenly they're able to get information from their partner's cat or dog or horse, and they've never met them before. So it really, really is exciting. I used to be an elementary English teacher, and when I discovered animal communication, I knew it was my calling. And now that I've been doing it for over 15 years professionally, my mission is to bring it to a larger audience, to bring it out to the world, because it's so helpful. It actually has saved lives. I've had several animal communication sessions where I felt like, oh my goodness, thank goodness we spoke, because if not, that animal would have been euthanized. This happens a lot, especially, for example, with cats who are not using the litter box. People will call me and say, we've tried everything. We've moved the litter box. We've added litter boxes. We've changed the litter. We've scooped the litter box 4 or 5 times a day so we make sure it's really clean, and the cat is still going to the bathroom all over the house. So I had an interesting case. I had donated a 15-minute free animal communication session for a rescue group's raffle, and the woman who won it called me, and it was one of those cases where her cat was not using the litter box, and she said, you are my last resort. If I can't get some help from you, speaking of cats, there's one of my cats playing with a toy, wouldn't you know? But she said to me, it just broke my heart. She said, you are absolutely the last resort. My cat has been going to the bathroom all over the house. My husband just says it's either me or the cat, and we're really looking at having to say goodbye. And so I got the basic description. I tuned into her cat, and remember, this is all over the phone. I've never met her or her cat. And what he did was send me an image, and he sent me an image of a litter box just chock full of litter, almost to the top, like 4 or 5 inches in the box. And then he said, I hate that because I can't get a stance. I feel like I'm on shifting sands and I just can't get comfortable going to the bathroom. And then it's so hard to cover it too because there's just so much sand or litter. And so then he sent me a picture or an image, I saw it in my mind's eye, of a litter box with just about an inch of litter in it. And he said, this is what I want. I want to be able to feel the floor or the bottom of the litter box and get a good stance, but yet have enough litter in there to cover it up. So I told her, and the phone just went kind of silent, and she goes, Oh my gosh, yes, that's absolutely true. I put a lot of litter in the box because I don't want to have to, or in the boxes, because of course by then she had put several. But she said, I put a lot of litter in there because I don't want to have to keep filling them. And I said, well, why don't you try this? And sure enough, 2 days later, she called me and she said, he had been going nothing in the box. He'd been always going outside of the box, and he'd not had a mistake or an accident outside of the box since we spoke. So I was just elated when I heard that. So anyway, I think it would be so wonderful if more people knew about animal communication, how helpful it can be. So I would encourage you to learn more about animal communication and see if you think it's something that could help the animals in your family. They can sure help with, animal communications can help with reducing stress, because there's always a lot of stress when things aren't going right with the animals. And then maybe call an animal communicator, maybe call me, or take a class and just explore this beautiful, beautiful deepening of a relationship with an animal, because it's amazing. Once you hear their voice and understand them more clearly, you're just never the same. You never look at animals the same again. So anyway, thank you so much for letting me share my story.